The beloved 90s sitcom Sister brought joy and laughter to millions of families, following identical twins Tia and Tamera as they navigated teenage life together. Behind the scenes of this heartwarming show about family, friendship, and growing up, tragedy would eventually touch the lives of several talented performers who graced our screens. From promising young guest stars to seasoned veterans who brought wisdom and humor to the series, 5 actors from the Sister family have sadly left us far too soon, reminding us that even the brightest lights can be extinguished unexpectedly. Brittany Murphy. Before Brittany Murphy became the beloved Ty from Clueless, she was Sarah, the rebellious friend who influenced Tia and Tamera Mowry on Sister. Murphy appeared in 6 episodes during the show's first 2 seasons from 1994 to 1995, playing a classmate who often proved to be a less than positive influence on the twins' lives. Her character Sarah was involved in storylines about smoking, dating troubles with her boyfriend Adam, and typical teenage rebellion that made her a memorable recurring character. Tia Mowry later said Murphy was her favorite guest star, describing her as so fun and noting that it never felt like working with her. Born Brittany Ann Bertolotti on November 10, 1977 in Atlanta, Georgia, Murphy moved to Los Angeles as a teenager with her mother Sharon to pursue an acting career. Mother and daughter relocated to Hollywood when Brittany was a preteen, and she quickly began booking small roles in sitcoms like Sister, Boy Meets World, and Almost Home before making her film debut. Her breakthrough came when she was barely 17 years old, making her the youngest member of the cast in Amy Heckerling's teen comedy Clueless in 1995. The film became a sleeper hit and cultural phenomenon that launched Murphy into stardom. Murphy gained critical recognition throughout the early 2000s for her roles in high-profile projects like Don't Say a Word, Riding in Cars with Boys, and 8 Mile alongside Eminem. She also voiced Luann Platter on Fox's King of the Hill for the entirety of its original run from 1997 to 2009. Her versatility as an actress allowed her to move seamlessly between comedy and drama, from romantic comedies like Just Married with then-boyfriend Ashton Kutcher to darker films like Girl, Interrupted with Winona Ryder and Angelina Jolie. On December 20, 2009, Murphy collapsed in her Hollywood home bathroom after experiencing flu-like symptoms for several weeks without seeking medical treatment. After calling out to her mother for help while struggling to breathe, saying, "Mommy, I can't catch my breath, help me," she was transported to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where she died at 10 a.m. The autopsy revealed her death was caused by a combination of pneumonia, anemia, and prescription medications. She was only 32 years old. Murphy's Clueless co-star Alicia Silverstone remembered her as so talented, so warm, and so sweet, saying she felt connected to Murphy because they shared a very special experience together. Even years later, her genuine spirit and natural talent continue to be celebrated by those who knew her, proving that some lights burn too bright to last but leave lasting impressions on everyone they touch. Sherman Hemsley. Sherman Hemsley brought his larger-than-life personality to Sister as Jimmy "Soupy" Campbell, Ray's mischievous father, who appeared in 3 memorable episodes during the show's run. His character got the nickname Soupy not because of his last name Campbell, but because he was always finding himself in hot water and tight situations that required quick thinking to get out of. Hemsley's appearances created storylines where Ray had to keep an eye on both his wallet and on Lisa, since his father had developed a crush on her and would often show up unexpectedly to cause family drama while bonding with his granddaughter Tamera, who idolized him despite his questionable schemes. Born Sherman Alexander Hemsley on February 1, 1938, in South Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, he grew up in a working-class neighborhood raised by his mother, who worked in a lamp factory, and he didn't meet his father until he was 14 years old. After dropping out of high school in 10th grade, Hemsley joined the United States Air Force, where he served for 4 years before returning to Philadelphia to work for the Postal Service during the day while pursuing his passion for acting by attending the Academy of Dramatic Arts at night. He eventually moved to New York City to study with Lloyd Richards at the Negro Ensemble Company and joined Vinette Carroll's Urban Arts Company, appearing in several Broadway productions, including his breakthrough role in the musical Purlie. Hemsley's career took off when television producer Norman Lear called him in 1971 to play George Jefferson on All in the Family, a role that would define his career and make him a household name across America. Initially reluctant to leave his Broadway success, Hemsley eventually joined the cast and became such a popular character that he and co-star Isabel Sanford were given their own spin-off show, The Jeffersons, which ran for 11 successful seasons from 1975 to 1985. He later starred as Deacon Ernest Fry on the NBC series Amen for 5 seasons and voiced the character B.P. Richfield on the Jim Henson puppet series Dinosaurs, showcasing his versatility as both a live-action and voice actor throughout his career. On July 24, 2012, Hemsley was found dead at his home in El Paso, Texas, by his nurse at the age of 74. The El Paso County Medical Examiner's report revealed that he died from superior vena cava syndrome, a complication caused by a cancerous mass on his lung that had been blocking a major vein. Medical experts had advised him to undergo chemotherapy and radiation treatment before his condition worsened, but it remains unclear whether he followed through with these recommendations. Hemsley's legacy lives on through his iconic portrayal of George Jefferson, a character who became a symbol of urban upward mobility and broke new ground for African American representation on television. While his brief but memorable appearances on Sister showed his ability to bring warmth and humor to multi-generational family stories. Fred Willard brought his signature brand of deadpan comedy to Sister as Carl Mituszka, a well-meaning but hilariously out-of-touch teacher at Roosevelt High School who appeared in 3 episodes during the show's 3rd season. His character desperately tried to connect with his teenage students by using popular slang terms and current teenage expressions, but his attempts to sound cool and hip usually fell flat and created awkward moments that perfectly captured the generational gap between adults and teenagers. Willard's natural comedic timing and ability to play oblivious authority figures made Mr. Mituszka a memorable character who embodied the classic sitcom trope of adults trying too hard to relate to young people, which provided both humor and heart to the episodes he appeared in. Born Frederick Charles Willard on September 18, 1933 in Cleveland, Ohio, he was raised in Shaker Heights after his father died when Fred was only 12 years old, leaving him to be raised by his mother, Ruth, who worked as a housewife. After graduating from the Kentucky Military Institute in 1951 and the Virginia Military Institute in 1955, Willard served in the United States Army and was stationed in West Germany before beginning his entertainment career. His journey into comedy began when he moved to New York in the late 1950s and started performing at local venues, including a YMCA production of Desperate Hours, where he met future comedy partner Vic Greco, with whom he would later perform as the duo Willard and Greco in Greenwich Village comedy clubs. Willard's breakthrough came in 1977 when he starred as Jerry Hubbard, the dim-witted sidekick to Martin Mull's talk show host character on the satirical series Fernwood 2 Night, which parodied late-night television and established Willard as a master of improvisational comedy. He became best known for his work with director Christopher Guest in a series of acclaimed mockumentary films, including This Is Spinal Tap, Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show, A Mighty Wind, and For Your Consideration, where he played hilariously clueless characters who delivered their ridiculous dialogue with complete sincerity. His television work included memorable recurring roles on Everybody Loves Raymond as Hank McDougal and on Modern Family as Frank Dunphy, earning him multiple Emmy Award nominations for his performances that showcased his ability to find humor in everyday family situations. On May 15, 2020, Willard died peacefully at his home at the age of 86 from natural causes, according to his daughter, Hope, who announced that he had been working and making people happy until the very end of his life. His death came nearly 2 years after the passing of his beloved wife, Mary Lovell, to whom he had been married for 50 years until her death in 2018, and who had been his constant companion and collaborator throughout his long career in entertainment. Fred Willard's legacy lives on through his countless memorable characters and his unique ability to make audiences laugh by playing people who took themselves completely seriously while saying and doing absolutely ridiculous things, proving that sometimes the funniest comedy comes from characters who have no idea they're being funny at all. James Hampton. James Hampton brought his decades of entertainment experience behind the camera to Sister as a director, helming several episodes during the show's 5th and 6th seasons from 1997 to 1998, and working under the professional name Jimmy Hampton. His directing work helped shape some of the show's most important storylines, including episodes that introduced key characters like Tyreek Scott, played by Ron Ryako Lee, who would become Tia's love interest and a main cast member. Hampton's transition from acting to directing represented his deep understanding of both sides of the camera and his ability to guide young performers like Tia and Tamera Mowry through complex emotional scenes while maintaining the show's signature blend of comedy and heart made him a valuable creative contributor during the series' later seasons. Born James Wade Hampton on July 9, 1936 in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, he was raised in Dallas, Texas, where he attended North Texas State College and majored in theater arts before being drafted into the United States Army, where he served in the cavalry at Fort Knox and performed with the USO overseas. After his military service, Hampton studied acting with Baruch Lumaid at the Knox Street Theater in Dallas and performed in plays at the Casa Mañana Theater in Fort Worth before moving to New York City to pursue his entertainment career. His breakthrough came when he landed a role in the Academy Award-nominated short film The Cliff Dwellers in 1962, which earned him representation by prominent Hollywood agent Walter Koner and led to his first television appearance on Gunsmoke in 1963, where he met Burt Reynolds and began a friendship that would span decades. Hampton became best known for his memorable television and film roles, particularly as the bumbling, tone-deaf bugler Private Hannibal Dobbs on the ABC comedy series F Troop from 1965 to 1969, which launched his career and made him a familiar face to audiences across America. His film career flourished when he reunited with Burt Reynolds for The Longest Yard in 1974, playing the character Caretaker and earning a Golden Globe nomination for Most Promising Male Newcomer, which led to additional collaborations with Reynolds in films like The Man Who Loved Cat Dancing and WW and the Dixie Dance Kings. He also starred as Harold Howard, the father of Michael J. Fox's character in Teen Wolf in 1985, reprising the role in Teen Wolf 2 and providing voice work for the animated series adaptation. On April 7, 2021, Hampton died at his home in Fort Worth, Texas, at the age of 84 from complications related to Parkinson's disease, surrounded by his family, including his wife, Mary Deese, whom he had married in 2002, and his 3 children, James, Andrea, and Frank. His family requested that donations be made to the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research in lieu of flowers, honoring both his battle with the disease and his connection to his Teen Wolf co-star, who has become a leading advocate for Parkinson's research. James Hampton's legacy spans both his memorable performances as a character actor who brought warmth and humor to countless roles, and his work as a director who helped guide the next generation of performers, proving that true talent in the entertainment industry often lies in the ability to excel both in front of and behind the camera. Johnny Brown. Johnny Brown brought his warm comedic presence to Sister as a guest star during the show's run, appearing alongside many other notable African-American entertainers who made memorable appearances on the popular family sitcom.
His guest role on the show was part of a long tradition of established black performers making appearances on Sister, Sister, which helped connect the new generation of viewers to the rich history of African American television comedy. Brown's appearance on the show represented the passing of the torch from the classic sitcoms of the 1970s to the family-friendly comedies of the 1990s, and his participation helped bridge the gap between different eras of black television entertainment while lending his considerable experience and star power to support the young cast of Tia and Tamera.
Born on June 11, 1937 in St. Petersburg, Florida, Johnny Brown was raised in Harlem, New York, where he discovered his love for entertainment and began developing the skills that would make him a beloved performer across multiple decades. Early in his career, he worked as a nightclub performer alongside his future wife, June Russell, and he launched his recording career in Columbia Records, releasing singles like Walkin', Talkin', Kissin' Doll, and later, You're Too Much in Love with Yourself on Atlantic Records in 1988. His musical background and natural comedic timing led him to Broadway, where he appeared in the musical Golden Boy, starring Sammy Davis Jr., performing the show-stopping number Don't Forget 127th Street, and establishing himself as a versatile entertainer who could sing, dance, and deliver comedy with equal skill and enthusiasm. Brown's breakthrough in television came when he joined the cast of the groundbreaking variety show Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In as a regular performer, which showcased his quick wit and ability to connect with audiences across racial lines during a time when television was still largely segregated. His success on Laugh-In led producer Norman Lear to cast him as Nathan Bookman, the building superintendent on Good Times, a role that made him a household name and became his most famous character. Bookman, affectionately known as Booger by the residents, was initially a recurring character, but became so popular that Brown was promoted to the main cast during the show's final seasons, bringing humor and heart to the groundbreaking series that was television's first African-American two-parent family sitcom. On March 2, 2022, Johnny Brown died in Los Angeles at the age of 84, with his daughter Sharon Catherine Brown announcing the devastating news on Instagram, describing her family as being beyond heartbroken and saying that her father had been literally snatched out of our lives. No specific cause of death was provided by the family, who requested privacy during their time of grief while they processed what Sharon called the unthinkable loss of a man who had been married to his wife June for 61 years. Johnny Brown's legacy lives on through his memorable performances that brought joy and laughter to multiple generations of viewers, proving that great entertainers have the power to transcend individual shows and become beloved figures who represent the very best of what television comedy can offer to families across America.